Welcome back to Hoochos. Today on Hoochos, I try to capture a massive swarm. This is the biggest swarm that I've ever seen. Look at all those bees. Oh my God, there's just so many bees. There are bees all around me. This is just surreal. I'll go through the process of how I got them into the brood box and the rather unexpected conclusion. Okay, this is one of the biggest swarms I have ever seen. That is unbelievably large. It's massive. I'm gonna try and catch it. They always land here for some reason. I gotta get that swarm into a box down there. Theoretically, it's possible. I want to give you some idea of how big this swarm is. So my head, look how big that is. That's massive. That is just fascinating. How they're hanging off that in just such a tight clump. That's incredible. I'm always so awestruck by how they can create these structures when they're swarming. I'm gonna try and get some secateurs and cut this branch, and I'm gonna try and, I'll probably put my hand somewhere in the swarm and try and get it down into this box, which I'm gonna place directly below. I'm trying to do it as gently as possible so I don't disturb them. I really want them to stay together. I'm actually not sure which beehive this has come from. If I did an inspection, I could probably find out because it'll be pretty damn empty. So I'm gonna try and get you a clear shot. So lid off. This is full of frames that only have a slither of foundation because that last swarm that I collected built out the frames really well. So I'm excited to use that technique again. We're gonna put this as close to directly underneath as I can possibly get it. We can move it afterwards. Just want to get it nice and stable. So it's a baseboard and a brood box with the frames. What I am going to try and do is I'll grab that side. I might even be able to shake these guys in. I think you'll have a better view over here as I pull it down. I don't even think I'm going to need the secateurs. I'll keep them on me. And if I pull it down, then I might be able to cut it and that'll just drop it. It's going to clear the way a little. So the trick is calm, stay calm, and just relax because they can smell fear. They can smell when you're anxious, essentially. All right, look at that. So I reckon we're at a good look at all those bees. Oh my God, there's just so many bees. So I'm gonna try and sort of slide this lid over like so. And we're gonna open the front. That was so many bloody bees. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, I got most of that swarm, I reckon. Holy, that's so cool. All right, so I'm gonna open this front up. There we go. So I've opened the front of that box up, just there. If the queen is in there, which I'm hoping that she is, they will start to signal that this is a good home. All right. Yeah, we've got bees going inside. That's so good. I'll show you. So there's bees everywhere. There's some up on the branch still. There's a heap on the ground there, right? And there's a heap on the ground just there. But what we want to see is we want to see them start to crawl up the leg posts and maybe up these leg posts. I should really be checking the ground for the queen, but you can actually see those butt waggles? Those butt waggles, they are communicating that the queen is inside here, and you can see them actually starting to enter into that hive. That is very cool. So they are essentially spraying a locator pheromone at the front, and as you can see, That hive, wow. You can see the bees starting to land, well, they're trying to get into that hive through that crack around the outside that's been left. We're gonna need them to figure out that this is the entrance. This is so cool. It literally blows my mind every time. Like the organization, and it's complete chaos, like organized chaos, but they are slowly figuring out what is happening. All right, so you can see here some of these bees climbing up the base leg. So that's what we want to see. What we are really interested in is whether the bees are mostly entering or mostly exiting. And at the moment, we have a mostly entering predicament. I can't see any bees leaving, which tells me that the queen is most likely inside. And from the amount of bees that, like, it was like heaped with bees when I dropped it on here. It was a perfect swarm capture as long as that queen was in that mass of bees that went in there. Now, there are some bees gathering on the branches where the bees' pheromone would still be lingering. Now, I'm hoping that the queen is not up there, but they will regather there if she is. They are entering into that hive really fast now. You can see there. There's no real exodus. You can see all the frenetic thorax waggling that's going on there. That is fantastic, incredible. Heaps of locator pheromone being sprayed by these bees, identifying that this is home. This is where you want to be. Couple of small clumps up there, and we've got some on the ground. They're all starting to take off, and you can see them starting to move from the side of the box here, sort of around the front, and they're coming around and down into our brood box. I haven't seen any leaving, and there's been hundreds coming in, so this is a good sign. This is a very good sign. And you can see the speed that they're all entering that box now. They are absolutely pouring into that box. It's fantastic. Now, the reason I can stand here without a bee suit, now I'm not saying I'm not going to get stung. It's kind of likely that I will get stung. But the reason I can stand here without a bee suit is because there's no hive to protect for them. They're not aggressive at all, because any losses that they sustain from a bee stinging like a large mammal like myself, they're all full of honey and wax, which is way more important to the colony than an individual bee's life lost in a sting. So they're really in a preserving resources mode. They're not being aggressive at all, but I'm also not really being an aggressor at the moment. Like, obviously they didn't like that their swarm bundle was dropped, but there's no association between me and that at this point in time. They're just trying to get back to their queen. They're still just pouring into that hive, which is just incredible. There are bees all around me. This is just surreal. I love this. This is like, they are just incredible creatures. They're so intelligent. A non-intelligent creature that has the ability to sting a large mammal near them, but is able to make biologically programmed rationales why not to and why to. And you can see all the thoraxes spraying out locator pheromone. We are clearing this area completely of bees, which is fantastic. Oh, actually, that was a horsefly that just stung me. Look. A bloody horsefly, and there's, like, with this many bees around, crazy. I'm actually going to get up because this horsefly is bothering me, and I don't want to make any really fast movements. That's ridiculous. Go away, horsefly. I'm going to get that camera. Ugh. So I'll show you what's going on in the area. The ground is pretty much clear of bees. We've got a couple bees underneath where they originally fell. Up in the tree, we have a small very small cluster, but that's not really to worry about. They've just been pouring into this hive for 15, 20 minutes now. So this is a good visualization of whereabouts I am on my property. The other hives are over there. This is where the swarm was. The bees have now started to consolidate into our hive. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put my bee suit back on because I'm about to disturb them again. I'm going to move them to where I want them in the future, because that locator pheromone will still drag bees from this area over to where I'm going to move them. And that will just save me having to close the hive up for 2 days and move them in the future. Throw my bee suit on. We're just going to pick the whole thing up. I'm going to make sure that I don't slide the boxes around too much. Just move it over to here, next to this other hive, like so. Fantastic. And they should keep dispersing that locator pheromone so that all the bees that are here make their way over to here, where we've placed our captured swarm. And I'm not sure if you can see this on camera, but I'm hoping that you can. But we've got bees all just zipping over. It's incredible how fast they can smell that. They're all just zipping over from this direction and down to the hive. It's just incredible. Yeah, we've got very little bee activity over here. There is one little branch of bees up there. All right, so it's the next day, and this is the brood box that we caught our swarm in, and I have some really disappointing news. If we lift the top of our hive, we've actually got not a single bee in sight. So we lost our swarm, which is really disappointing because that was just a massive swarm. Last night I left this swarm to its own devices because I thought that if I disturbed them, they might abscond really fast. So I was waiting to today to remove a piece of comb from the inside of the new hive, and I was going to insert some fresh brood, which would have hopefully encouraged them to stay in the box, but it was too late. I really should have done that yesterday. I should have inserted some fresh brood in, and they would not, well, theoretically, they wouldn't have absconded from this new home. Quite a disappointing result, but I wanted to share with you because this is just the reality of beekeeping sometimes. It's very much akin to if you've ever played Pokemon and you're trying to capture a Pokemon and watching that Pokeball close over them and sort of flash for a little bit while you're waiting to see if you've actually properly caught the Pokemon. That is the closest analogy that I can give you to catching a swarm. I've caught a few swarms now, and I've had one other swarm abandon their box after I caught them as well. This is just the truth of the situation. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hoochos. Happy beekeeping, and I will see you next time on Hoochos. Bugger.